Good evening. Welcome to the Football Down Under FDU cast. It's been a long time. We apologize, guys, if we've kept you waiting. We have been quite busy. Life has gone in the way. Some personal things, which I won't touch on because we don't want to be political on this show, if you catch my drift. But in all seriousness, we are glad to be back. You've got your boys, the United Mafia, without the United chat. You've got Alex and Yoni. Yoni, how you going?
Yeah, good. I mean, speaking of personal things, I am now a father to a second child.
Woo!
A monster.
He's popping him out like Ronaldo, just churning
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. I actually gave him a name based on a different Man United number 7. Thank you, Beckham.
Yeah, what?
Middle name.
Yeah, because your kid's middle name is Bex, yeah? That's
No,
right.
Beckham. I wanted Bex, but the wife decided Beckham is probably a better, a better option.
Yeah. Well, Bex is also a beer brand, so it kind of checks out. So
Well,
that's fair enough.
apparently in Tagalog, seeing as she's Filipino, it means something quite rude. So
Oh, yeah, her family would not like that. Like, you bring that kid to the Philippines and you're screwed. You'd be in trouble. That's fair enough. Well, I mean, look, to be fair, David Beckham's middle name came from Bobby Charlton. Rest in peace, if we may say.
that
So
sounds like I'm about to have United's next number 7.
you're basic, and you know what? Finally, a good number 7, but we're not going to be negative about United because I'm wearing the jersey proudly in celebration because we actually managed a decent scoreline and are finally at a neutral goal difference of 0. 3-0 this morning against Everton. A great game. I mean, let's just get it out of our systems.
I know Rashford
Alejandro
finally scored a goal.
Alejandro Garnacho.
I
Oh,
mean, honest to God, I reckon I've watched that goal now 30 times today, minimum.
I can't escape
With the
it.
commentary
Everyone's talking about
and
it.
everything, I just love it. And you know what I love? I watch like ESPN, and they always shit on United, and they couldn't say anything. They were like, "Oh, greatest goal, yeah!" Oh, in an American accent, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. And look, you mentioned that because it's funny as well. It's the first time in God knows how long where United have a game, win or lose or draw. Actually, I don't think we've drawn this season, but United have a game where you wake up and the news is just positivity. There's no like, but like so many positive. Like Garnacho's goal. I mean, you know me. I'm assuming you're probably the same boat. You would have watched the replay before work, I'm guessing, or did you watch it live?
No, I woke up. I wake up at like 5 a.m. and I put the game on and I watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, before work. Yeah, so I did similar. Didn't wake up that early, like I'm not that old. But same thing. And I was still like, because I'm always, like watching it like pretty much first thing when I wake up. Like I always wake up that bit extra early before I start work to give myself a bit of a buffer. And I was like still a bit like half asleep, like a little bit groggy. And then I see the ball go in. And I just see Garnacho go and just kick it. I'm like, what? And then it completely woke me up. Like that just was like a shot of espresso. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's such a good
I loved
goal.
it. And
Where did
the
it
fact
come
that
from?
he
It's
runs
so
back
not
like
him. It's
5
so not
yards.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he runs back 4 to 5 yards. And the ball's quite high as well. So for him to actually get the jump, like everything,
Yeah. He gets
it
off
was
the
actually
ground.
perfect. It is. Look, Rooney's one was at a bigger
Oh,
obviously, and I will never forget that because I remember where I was, I remember the situation, just everything. But
Rooney's was
Garnacho's
good for
goal,
context. Yeah.
yeah, Garnacho's goal though is technically a better goal, and the fact that like he didn't shin it, he ran back to do it, like he hit it perfectly.
And it's good distance. He's about
It's
15 yards from goal. That's like it's a
yeah,
fair bit of distance to
yeah, it's
loop a
further
bicycle
away.
kick.
It's further away, and
Loops in the
I
top bins
remember
as
we
well.
against
Didn't
City.
bounce or anything. It was just straight into the top corner.
Yeah, and against City, I remember Joe Hart. I don't think he dove. I think he just stood there. But
Yeah.
in this one, Pickford went for it, so it makes it look even that much
And
better. I
it
know Pickford's
wasn't
probably like this when he jumps, but
and
you know,
it wasn't off of a deflected cross. Look, it's hard to say because you're right that the context of Rooney's bicycle kick, it being a derby, and the legacy and the timelessness of it, it's still a talking point 12 years later. But I mean, look, at the very least, Garnacho's is, I think it's immediately in the top 10 Premier League goals of all time. I mean,
yeah. At least we
it's up
definitely
there.
getting goal this season. Let's face it.
Look, he's right now he's on track for Puskas. Yeah, definitely on track for goal of the season across the Premier League and all of Europe, really. And look, it's already getting discussed in that breath of like the Rooney bicycle kick, the Ronaldo, the Bale. Like it's already like in that caliber. It just probably doesn't have the big game aura about it, like a Champions League final or semi
However,
final or whatever. But
while
technically,
I agree, going into this game, actually, there was a lot of talk about how it's going to be really tough for United because Everton's going to be on it. It's going to be like an
Well,
us against them mentality from
yeah.
Everton. 3 minutes in, boom.
That's the thing. I just feel like, I mean, because you heard the crowd, they were firing up, like they were loud. And I mean, yeah, look, I was shitting myself playing Everton over there because you're right. After what's happened to them with their point deduction and everything, it was, I was worried it's gonna be an uphill battle just because of the siege mentality that had been under. That goal sucked the life out of them. It was like 2.5 minutes in, bang, bicycle kick, and yeah, Everton had chances, and we probably did well to keep a clean sheet and win. To be frank, but I mean, it kind of was a bit of a tone setter because you score a goal like that, and yeah, and like I said, it doesn't have the big game aura of the Ronaldo or the Rooney or the Bale goals. But I mean, if we're just talking from like a pure technical point, I mean, it's as perfect a bicycle kick as you can get. I mean, it's maybe not the Zlatan because it's not as unique as Zlatan's bicycle kick, and that still for me is the best goal I've ever seen. But this is just,
I love the Zlatan one.
yeah, but this goal was just, and I think it's just for him. Like he's 19 as well. He's the young kid. He's breaking through. His
He's
first goal
also
of the year.
and he got such good height on it. Like that's the
Yeah,
other thing. So
because he's not tall. Like he's not tall like Zlatan or Bale or Ronaldo. He's not tall like them.
I think you're
And
taller.
nah, definitely not. He's probably still taller than me. Let's be real. But it was just good, and the whole moment as well. I mean, and it's funny. He calls being the glazer that he like. There's the glazer. He's glazing Ronaldo. He does the like he just can't help himself.
Too bad
Um,
the fans didn't sue with him really.
well, it's at Goodison Park. I mean, they probably won't expect. They probably weren't going to. But it's funny. I was thinking about it. Garnacho, because I mean, obviously we know he's a bit of a Ronaldo fanboy. It's funny because growing up, there was always those kids who tried to be Ronaldo, but Garnacho's the only one that was that kid and actually did something with it.
And now he also has like I think 2 goals that are quite similar because yeah, the goal against Fulham is very similar to a Ronaldo
Yeah,
goal,
yeah.
and then this one.
And he's played with him. He does that celebration. It's crazy. But we'll talk about the game as well because someone else as well that's getting some mention, maybe not as much as Garnacho for obvious reasons, but
Player of the game.
Kobe Mainu.
We've been
We
waiting
knew he
for
was good. We knew he
we've
was
been
good in
waiting for
preseason, but holy shit, to debut in the heart of the midfield for a United side that are struggling and to just look like you've been there for a couple of years. Yeah, the composure
It
was
was so
ridiculous.
there was one
Only
situation I
18.
remember the ball got played to him and he took a touch and there was an attack on him and he kind of had a look and it was like, oh no. And then he kind of like just turned a bit, gave it to someone else. It was so composed. And obviously he had the clearance off the line and
Clearance
just
is great.
to be.
Good
But yeah,
awareness as well, just to follow through and get on the line. Like, I mean, we've been crying out for players with some awareness to follow runs, follow plays, and he's staying focused. Like he was, I mean, the start of
somebody
this
else
game
said
was
this.
composure and focus. That's what he was the whole game.
Somebody else said this, and it's very true. He is what Amrabat has been trying to be since we got him in regards to what he does.
It's
So
crazy. It is crazy. And look, I mean, because there's reports that Casemiro is probably on the way out, which I mean I can get because his legs are just gone this season. And as much as I love Casemiro and what he did for us and what he's been as a player, I mean, can we rely on 31-year-olds? But if we've got, not that I'm gassing up Kobe Mainu to be a Casemiro level player in the future, but if we've got a player that can
he's
fit that mold, it'd be great. Like because and play him. Like if his poor performances like that on his debut in a hostile environment, not saying he's gonna then go and put a shift against City or something.
the question is, are you going to play him
Give him a
now
go.
Galatasaray, or are you going to play him against Newcastle?
I don't see why not. I mean, Newcastle's midfield's a bit weakened.
Would you?
I mean, look, it depends what the options are, but I mean, at the very least, play him against Gala because I mean, he got man of the match.
He plays against Newcastle because last time we played Newcastle, they overran us in the midfield and it was terrible, like in the League Cup. So I'd rather see him play against them in the league because
but
Gala, I don't see us getting through the Champions League. We got to beat Bayern. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but we got to give ourselves a chance. I mean, we can't just
there is no chance against this Bayern team, and we'll get to it. But this team is phenomenal.
Maybe, but maybe Bayern, and we'll get to Bayern like later. But maybe Bayern, depending on I guess the progression of the group, probably just tank that last game. depending on how far they could just rest their
There's a bit of a
players.
rivalry with Bayern. I don't see them tanking it.
If they've already qualified, if they've guaranteed first, why would they bother?
Hey, Bayern's second team is better than our first team.
Yeah, but it's just something to hang on to. Look, I don't know. The way I see it with Mainu is just more so at least reward him for putting him out of the match. I mean, like why drop him, and who do you drop him for? Because as much as I really was happy with the Amrabat signing, Amrabat hasn't looked great. Casemiro's still out. Do we play McTominay and Ericsson? I don't like that combination.
I think so. Based on this game, and I think we've all kind of thought this before, we need to Luke Shaw back, number one. Because with Luke Shaw, what happens is Onana now can actually play to Luke Shaw, who's left-footed. It was the only person who's left-footed in the back line.
Yeah.
Because Martinez is out. Or he can play to the right to Dallo or whatever. So it means that now we don't need Amrabat to cover kind of those places. He can actually stay in midfield as well. And with Luke Shaw, like Onana can get like a really nice ball to him now and everything. So I think it can really be a bit of a different play now. And we saw it in that game, but obviously it's only one game. You don't want to judge based on that. But we missed him a lot. So maybe with him,
100%.
Amrabat as well.
And he might bring out the best in Rashford. Like not that like Rashford's obviously
he did well
season, but
actually Rashford did all right with Dallo.
He did.
Dallo's assist today came from Rashford giving him the ball, and
But I think and not that I want, because I'm happy with like the wing combination at the moment anyway. But if we do go back to Rashford on the left, if he has Luke Shaw there, it does make a world of difference. Having Luke Shaw on the overlap
Rashford on the left, I know because that's actually like the two of them together are super good.
Look at what they did last year.
But if you do that, are you benching Garnacho?
Well, no. I'm saying like at the moment, like just keep it the way it is, because Luke Shaw's also probably going to bring out the best in Garnacho too. But I'm saying like there may come a point where Garnacho just may need a break, just because look, he's 19. You don't want to just pummel him to the ground like Barcelona do to their players.
Hey, they did it with Messi, and look what turned out.
They didn't play Messi flat stick. They didn't not to what they've done with Gavi and Pedri, which also
it was being played.
Not like Gavi though. I mean Gavi, and look what's happened to Gavi and Pedri, but that's its own issue. But what I'm saying is like eventually it's gonna come from where Garnacho just can't play every game. You gotta just ease him a bit. So either way, whether it's Garnacho or Rashford or God forbid Sancho, who knows with that one? Probably not. But we know that as you said perfectly, Luke Shaw is so important for us. You also mentioned Onana. I must say, since the penalty save against Copenhagen, Onana's been fantastic. He's keeping clean sheets. He's looking more assured. He's making saves. He's no longer making those spills. He's just doing what he needs to do.
He's less like a log. Like he actually gets to a few spots now where he needs to. And funny stat, he's now equal to the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
With other keepers, because Arsenal has 6, we have 5, but Arsenal obviously, I think 1 or 2 of them will.
Arsenal have 2 number 1 goalkeepers.
Yeah. One
we don't have that. We don't have that luxury. But that's the other thing as well. Like he got polled on for his first couple of months, but he's like reacted well. I mean, considering the pressure, because it looked bad, and even I was thinking it got to a point for me watching where I'm like, every time they shot, I'm like, is this going to go in? Really good turnaround.
He obviously made some good saves.
He has made some big saves.
He also has claimed the ball several times, like either from crosses or through balls or whatever, at a time that I know David De Gea wouldn't have done. I love De Gea. He's legit my favorite player of the last 10 years, but Onana did things in this game that De Gea wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's things De Gea would do that Onana can't, obviously. But yeah.
And it's personality. Like he's shown a lot of personality, which you need to be a goalkeeper at this level. So I'm glad he's finding himself. I'm glad we're finding form. Whether or not it'll rain, we'll see. I mean, somehow, God knows how. But speaking of form teams in the league, we won't dwell on United too much, because I know that the group are sick of it, because they know just how correct we usually are. But we'll go on to the other big game, Saturday night's blockbuster, the blockbuster of the last 5-6 years. City versus Liverpool, 1-1.
It wasn't that good of a game.
It had its moments. I mean, I'll sum up the game. The way I pretty much summed up the game was the Jeremy Doku show. Because if he didn't play for City, he's my favourite player in the Premier League right now. He's so fun to watch. I'd need to humble these Liverpool fans saying Trent pocketed him, because what on earth are they talking about? If it wasn't for Trent getting that goal.
No,
Was it
Trent
11?
dribbled past 7 times, which I assume 6 of them have been through Doku. So
Yeah, and one of them was Aki. Aki
yeah,
just walking through Trent, and I think Szoboszlai. And yeah, like Doku, I mean, look, the whole entire game plan for City, and I guess rightly so, was find ways to get Doku in space, let him isolate Trent one-on-one, and he's going to cook him every single time. They have to get
and
Salah back there. They have
he
to
can
get
really
Szoboszlai
go
back
either
there.
way as well. Like he either goes around or he goes inside. And he's quick.
He's so quick.
Look, we all knew that. Like we've seen it before. Or at least I've seen it before when he's played. Was it at Lille that he was playing? I don't remember.
No, Ren. I remember seeing him for the Euros for Belgium, the last Euros, and I thought like this guy's good. He just needs a bit of end product, and he's got the end product. He's kind of like a Dama Traore, but like with like
Flavor.
results.
Yeah.
And skinnier, and obviously skinnier, but like
Bigger
like
head though. But
yes, his head's weird, but I mean, and he's a breath of fresh air. I mean, like there's been this whole thing about wingers not like playing like that anymore, and yet you get this guy and in a Pep system who just is given the ultimate freedom to just dribble and take on plays and express himself.
it's actually quite interesting because, in my opinion, so if you think of Pep and you had Leroy Sané playing for left, right? And he used to be very quick, but it would be more about like through balls, and then he would get them, right? That was Leroy Sané.
Yeah.
And then Pep went for Grealish, and Grealish was better at holding the ball and running at people, but it wasn't really about dribbling. It was more just like moving forward and this and that.
Retention.
Yeah, and now he's actually moved another step forward, and it's like now I've got someone who runs forward and dribbles. So it's actually like moved, like he's progressed that left wing in a Pep kind of like it's not what Pep used to do, and Pep actually progressed his style of play. So it's quite interesting.
It is, and it's exciting, and for the game as a whole, I mean, he was definitely the standout. I think for Liverpool, I thought Szoboszlai was really good. Alisson had some moments. I mean, his distribution was off. He made saves, but his distribution was horrible.
The goal was generally speaking. Look, he lost the ball. I'm not going to say it's all his fault because obviously Ake just dribbled past 2 people. I reckon he could have made the save. Really.
Yeah.
And then
he got into it.
The second goal, like that was look, it's always going to be given as a foul, but it's a very soft foul. Like the one where Diaz scored the goal. Was it Diaz? He scored the goal.
Nothing was a Kane. Wait, are you talking about for City? I think
City's second goal was discounted.
It might have been Diaz. That was a Kanji that fouled him. He was just targeting Alisson all game.
Yeah. He touched him like this, and apparently it was too much for Alice. But look, can't discredit the guy. He's probably top 3 Premier League keepers of all time, I'd say. So
could be, yeah. No, look, he's otherwise had a decent game. Just his distribution was a little bit off. Salah was really quiet. I thought he was really shut out, as was Diogo Jota. It was a bit of a cagey game. I mean, it's
played Jota. Maybe because he travelled less than like Diaz would have travelled. But
I mean, look, he's got the options. I mean, he didn't play Hakpo either. He changed things up. The best thing that Klopp did honestly was change his tactics at halftime. Like he chucked in Gravenberch, chucked in Hakpo, went a bit more.
Yeah, Gravenberch was pretty good actually,
and he had moments. Like I mean, he had like Liverpool had like a lot of good moments like going forward because City. They control possession, but they weren't overly threatening. Like I mean, aside from no, exactly. But going to Etihad, Liverpool will take that. The only threat from City really was just Doku, because otherwise Haaland was quiet. Besides from his goal, Haaland was practically invisible.
Yeah. And Alvarez actually didn't really do much.
No, not really. I barely noticed Alvarez. Foden had some moments, like he showed a little bit, but it wasn't too much again. But as well, like City were missing a couple of players. We'll see what happens if they have Stones or De Bruyne.
I'll tell you what impressed me with City, and every time I see it, it impresses me. Edison's distribution. Like the way he just pings the ball, it's just frightening. Like it's just like it's like just like it's kind of like how Scholes used to do, and like Jared would do it as well. Like it's not like a huge lob. Sometimes it's just like a power ping that just goes above everyone, and
the ball has backspin, so it sort of travels like that.
Yeah.
Look, I've always got a bone to pick with Edison, just because of like I still think his shot stopping leaves lots to be desired.
Yeah, but he actually made a really good save. Was it from the header from was it Diaz header?
Van Dijk
header?
Might have been.
He made a really good
Yeah.
save.
Look, like I said, I have your opinions about his goalkeeping all you want, but his distribution is Jesus. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
He's the best. He's the best at it. Like it's crazy. Yeah. And the way he can just like, I mean, he pretty much just is City's attack insofar
It's actually
as
like funny.
you build from him.
Yeah, and it's a very different type of distribution to what like Onana does, for example. Like at least at the moment. So it's funny because they're very different. Obviously, Edison is better. But yeah, I'd like to see Onana get to even a level close to that. I'd be pretty happy. Anyway,
it's something that we have to work towards. Just last thing on that game, like, I know you missed part of it, but watching that game, did you learn anything new, or did it sort of just confirm things that you already knew? Like, did you take anything away from it?
Not really. No, I think it's a hard game to take anything away from, because the other thing is it's a 12:30 game in the UK, and I know that those, generally speaking, after international breaks are really tough. They lack energy, and you could tell when you're watching. I'd be more curious to see next game from both teams and seeing how they perform there. Like, I'm happy City didn't win, because that would have meant that they break Sunderland's record of like 130 years ago of like the most home wins in a row.
Yeah.
That's pretty good that they did.
Another record, finally, like a record they don't have.
Yeah, they don't break.
They're taking all of ours.
yeah. Tell me about it. But yeah, no, I haven't really learned anything from it. Like, you know what City's going to do. They're going to control the ball a million times. You know what Liverpool's going to do. They're going to try to kind of pressure and then run through. But both teams just couldn't quite do it.
I think the only thing that I really learned was this is going to be the title contenders. Like, I know Arsenal top of the league, but spare me. Tottenham were top of the league at one point. Arsenal's doing well, but they're
getting points without playing well.
They are, but they just have so many weaknesses. I mean, they don't have a striker. They don't have a goalkeeper, let's be honest.
But what if they get a striker in January? Like, if they get Tony.
Yeah, but that's Tony 8 months without football.
I reckon he could do it. Look at Greenwood and Getafe.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I'd rather not.
I think Tony, like, he's just
mentality-wise.
I can see Tony just boom smashing it as he comes back.
Yeah, I suppose. But look, I think Arsenal will be up there, but there's something about seeing Liverpool. I just think like they're just the two best. They're just the gold standard. But look, I could be wrong. I mean, because Arsenal are playing well. Your mate Declan Rice is actually having a fantastic season.
It's annoying. I really want to criticize him, but
you can't. He's played so well.
I thought the first 2 games of the season he was fine, whatever. But he actually has been good, which is really annoying.
Been amazing.
But let's discuss, I guess, the other title contender as well.
Yes, Tottenham. No longer title contenders. There's 3 losses in a row since the Chelsea. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it.
Willing to argue that case.
Pardon?
I'm willing to argue Tottenham's case here. Number one, the Chelsea game.
Oh, that's like, I mean, look.
But I'll put all 3 of them into context. All 3
9 men down.
But they lost their main defender.
Yeah.
Actually, they lost their 2 main defenders because neither one could play, right? Because Romero was red carded for 3 games.
Yeah, but that's
but I'm saying, like, for these 3 games currently.
Oh, yeah.
So Romero
Van der Ven.
No Van der Ven. So the 2 main centre backs.
Especially Van der Ven. Van der Ven has been incredible.
Yeah, he's a gun. And then obviously the Maddison getting injured as well.
Maddison.
Like the main creative kind of force. Okay. So Chelsea game. That's what happened. Unlucky. Okay, done. And then you got the Wolves
and the 2 red cards against Chelsea as well.
Yeah. And and then Van der Ven injury, like it's probably
everything just went wrong.
It's VAR's fault in a way, actually, because it was like 15 seconds after VAR, like 4-minute intervention. So if he cools down, gets injured. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Wolves game, 1-0 up, they lose at the end. Buckle. If they had the defenders, there would have been a K, I reckon. But you know what? Fair enough. You lost. This game last night, they scored 3 offside goals. Like, it's not like they haven't been creating. Like, they've been creating, they've been pushing. Like, any other day, some of these goals who were like, one of them was quite a big offside, which was one of Son's goals, but the other 2 were actually quite mild offsides, and any other day you could actually get them. And then the game actually isn't like a 2-1 loss or whatever it was. I don't remember. 2-1. Yeah.
It was 2-1, yeah.
They could have won that. They could have controlled it more. So it's kind of shit because you know how the first 3-4 games of the season, every kind of like bad decision went against us, but like even things that were like, you know, clearly wrong, like as in like I'm sure Garnacho was offside, for example, but that was like a close kind of call.
Cock, yeah.
So any close margin call has gone against them at the moment. So it just needs to turn, and then I'm sure they'll be back at it. The way they're playing hasn't changed. It's still playing well. Like they had a better XG yesterday than Aston Villa did.
It's just personnel. Like they've just lost so many players, and that was probably the one concern was just the depth because when they've lost their centre backs, they've got nothing.
Charleston has to come on, you know.
Exactly, you can't win. It's funny. Like then, what did I say? Charleston's the one player that hasn't improved under Ange, but when you lose your centre backs, when you lose your midfielder, and all that, it's going to be hard. And
but the other hard thing for them will be AFCON because they lose
Basuma and Sarr. Yeah. We'll see if they've got Bentancur back at a good time, like back from his ACL. We'll see if they can survive with Bentancur and Højbjerg. I mean, I can think of worse replacements. It's better than what we've got in the midfield.
Then what happens if you get an injury? Oh, Oliver Skip Ryan.
That's what I'm saying. That's the other issue.
End up still being.
Look, the one thing that may work in their favour still probably is working in their favour is they're out of every competition except for the Premier League, and the FA Cup, which is due to come. But that's like obviously few and far between those matches. So it does help out with their injury crisis a little bit. Not like they're contending with Europa League or Champions League or anything. But it's brought them back down to earth a little bit. It's probably pumped the brakes a bit. But as well, like, I mean, I think it goes to show that you can't just, because people were saying title contenders, and it's just like, relax a bit here. Like this, you know, it's a long season. I mean, look what happened. The Chelsea game just derailed them. And I still think they'll get top 4. I still think they're probably the 4th best team in the country, or the 4th best team in the league. It's just a matter of, I guess, just a personnel issue at this stage.
But, well, let's not forget now that we are actually only 2 points behind them after United having a terrible start, one of the worst seasons, Ten Hag out.
It has been terrible.
Can't blame injuries, even though we had the most injuries alongside Newcastle.
Well, that's the other thing.
And we were like 18th in the table of like most calls going against us.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. We're the only team, like not to be victim FC, but we are the only team that can't blame injuries. Newcastle and Tottenham could, we can't.
Yeah.
That's its own discussion. Well, look, we'll see how Tottenham go. I still think the top 4 is going to be what it is. I just don't think that we have the capacity to do so. Maybe Villa or Newcastle, but Newcastle, a lot of injuries, so they're allowed to do it. They're allowed to excuse it.
They have depth as well. Though. That's Newcastle. Really
not
good.
Enough.
Not Newcastle. Sorry, Villa. Yeah.
Villa, and they look good. They're cooking. They are cooking. They're playing amazing football. A team that's not cooking is Chelsea, but we won't get into Chelsea because no one cares. We'll move on from the Premier League because it's easy to rack into Chelsea, to be fair. But we'll move on from the Premier League. We'll talk into, because it's been a weekend for records. You got United getting the first team to 500 clean sheets in the Premier League. Just want to chuck that in there. But a record that I'm shocked is broken by a man from Birmingham, Jude Bellingham, has broken Cristiano Ronaldo's record for most goals for the first 15 games for Real Madrid. Bellingham has 14 goals. He's done it again. Someone drug test him. I don't know what's going on. I mean, considering the caliber of players that have played for Real Madrid, Ronaldo, Di Stefano, Raul, Puskas, Paco Hento, Benzema, and Bellingham is the one with the most goals in the first 15 games.
I was going to say, just make sure you know what the record is. Yeah.
As a makeshift, like,
he kind of plays the Dele Alli role.
But he's never played that before. But it's been such a brilliant move by Ancelotti to, I guess, fill their striker void, and it's worked. Like he plays a Dele Alli sort of like half cam, half second striker.
Yeah.
What if you want to call it? I don't know.
It's a gun. Good. It's a gun. And if you watch, like, so many of his goals come from him like running into the box at a particular time.
Yeah.
It's not even just to get a cutback, because sometimes it's like him dribbling into the box, but a lot of it really is coming from him just running through. It's really impressive, and well done. Like, I don't know if you remember last season we were discussing, who's better, Musiala, Bellingham, and at the time I said Musiala, but I think at this point, like as good as Musiala's also been this season, I think you can't discount what Bellingham's doing, and to be doing it, like to be the shining light at Madrid, which is very rare for an English person to be. So
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, no, exactly right. He's taken to it like a duck, and they love him. And Madrid fans are the hardest to please.
Because of this.
Well, Bellingham, but like, and Madrid fans have the highest standards in the world. I guess, look, rightly so. I suppose it's Real Madrid, but they've taken to him, and he's taken to them. And he's only 20, man. He just turned 20.
Yeah, imagine
his intelligence, his maturity.
The league.
He's pardon.
So imagine he's having this season and Girona wins the league.
Oh yeah, because they're doing quite well, but
they're coming first.
I know. No, I think Madrid are back first now after last night. I'm pretty sure they're back.
Did Girona lose?
I know they lost, but I'm thinking Madrid are still first place. Let me just quickly check my little one.
Girona has been first.
Please.
They just haven't played yet. They haven't played yet.
Okay, well there you go. Barcelona getting smacked by injuries. I mean, so Madrid to be fair, but Madrid also just have a lot. Madrid have a lot of depth though. I think that's where this center attacking midfield role for Bellingham works, because
Madrid aren't they? So.
Yes, I mean Luton's good enough, but I think where this Bellingham role works is that they don't need him to be the all-action midfielder that he was at Dortmund, because they've got, even with Tchouaméni and I think Camavinga injured now, they've still got Modric, they've still got Valverde, they've still got Cruz, they've still got so many players that can just fill that.
And then your defenders,
do that role in the midfield.
Militao, although I think he's injured too.
No, he's injured. No, their defenders are all injured, but they're making do with Rudiger and Alaba and Nacho.
The only person they don't have injured is Bellingham.
And Vinny was out for a period of time, and Rodrigo. They have a lot of injuries.
Didn't play yesterday, I don't think, did he? It was Joselu.
No, I don't think he did.
I know Rodrigo played because he scored the 2 goals and they were great goals.
I think Vinny's back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now going to check. You're gonna have to check the lineup live. A live lineup. Did Vinny Jr. play? I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
Unless he got subbed.
He didn't play. He's still injured.
Yeah, so they played Rodrigo. Yeah,
they did play Rodrigo and Joselu, yes, but I mean it's working. Like this little diamond formation, it's kind of working. And
I mean it's a similar. Yeah, it's a similar formation that he has been playing with Rodrigo and Vinny, and he just chucks Joselu instead of Vinny. Like
Joselu's usually just to score headers, but otherwise he kind of like gets Joselu and Vinny to go. So he gets Vinny and Rodrigo to go that way. Bellingham goes in. They've got enough cover in the midfield. Bellingham's basically playing as almost a false nine at this point, and it's working. They're an outside shout for the Champions League. I still don't think I have them ahead of City, but I mean they're in.
I think the next thing we're going to talk about is a good shout for the.
If they get their centre backs, yes, and we don't have Mr. Pump the Brakes and never gas up his own team, even though he probably should, on the podcast with us, you know who you are. But we will talk about him. Might as well get to him because he got Bayern Munich. Harry Kane has Yoni. What's he done?
He's scored 18 league goals in 12 games, and that is the most anyone has done in a season in 12 games in the Bundesliga, and it's the most goals an English player has scored overall in a season in the Bundesliga.
You know my favorite thing about that stat is last year's Golden Boot was a joint effort where the joint winners scored 16 goals for the whole season.
Just like
Harry Kane's already got 18. Now, this can be one of two things. Harry Kane is that good, which I think he is, or the Bundesliga really is a farmers league. Because he's also farms against a couple of those German farming teams.
But they're not even first in the league.
No, they're not. Well, because Bayer Leverkusen are cooking. They're playing.
Yeah, they're killing it.
But let's be real. Like Bayern Munich will win the league. Let's just not kid ourselves here.
You never know. But
no, I know.
Because I think they've versed once already, and it was a draw, wasn't it? But
it was. But this happens every time. And if we thought Dortmund are chokers, Leverkusen they're Leverkusen. They are the chokers.
Yeah.
They're Germany's Tottenham basically. But speaking of Tottenham, Kane. Well, and the funny thing is, Kane's also scoring good goals. He's got some free kicks. He's got some bangers. The
Yeah,
halfway goal. I
halfway
mean,
hat trick one. Yeah,
he finally got one in, but geez, that was like, I mean, look, I don't know. A bunch of players are scoring halfway goals because I mean, Ronaldo's got one, DeMarco got one, Mbappe got one against Gibraltar, top opposition.
it wasn't really halfway, but
It
sure.
was halfway-ish. I'm just saying. I think everyone watched David Beckham documentary and just got inspired. Everyone was like, "All right, this is what I need: halfway goal, and
Next
I
week
will become
against
David
Newcastle,
Beckham."
Garnacho.
That's what Garnacho needs to imitate Ronaldo and Beckham, and then he's gonna date a Spice Girl. Um,
But
but
the
I think
the
with
funny thing about the Bundesliga is so 18 goals for Harry Kane, but actually second place is 15 goals, and it's Gurasi.
Gurasi, yeah, and he had that way, like that ridiculously hot start, like even hotter than Kane before Kane just took off the last month. Like he went nuts. I mean, look. As much as we rag on the Bundesliga for being a farmers league, and I mean,
I
it is
love
what
the
it is.
Bundesliga. It's actually heaps fun to watch.
They play great football.
It's
I
very
mean,
physical
the fans
and
are great. The fans are great, and and look, pressing comes from Germany. They play that aggressive high ten style, constantly trying to win the ball, constantly trying to like attack and score goals. Like it's a very like fun league. And look, there's a lot of good plays to watch there. You look at like Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are a great team to watch, and I think you've got them as potential Champions League
yeah,
winners.
yeah, they'll be up there. I mean, at the end of the day, it all depends on the run and how everything goes. But you could easily see it being a City against Bayern final.
If it falls that way, yeah. And I mean, look,
Who did
Bayern Munich
City
are
beat last year?
in the final, Inter,
Ah, yeah. Well, they're not. Actually,
but
Inter's
they
doing quite well. They're first at the moment too, and they just
yes,
drew
and
this morning with Juve away.
yes, yes, and I still maintain that I think Inter will win the league. I just think they're the most well-rounded team in Italy.
Martinez is having another banger season, isn't he?
Amazing season. He's got a good partnership with Thuram too. Sommer's been great. I mean, look, I think Inter are just a good, well-drilled side, and the competition isn't really there in the Serie A. I mean, Milan are kind of up and
Milan's
down.
going
Juve
through like
are doing
a
well.
phase at the moment, I think. Like, and
Yeah,
not you know how last season they got rid of Van Basten? Was it Van Basten? No,
no, what?
who was not Van Basten? Oh my god, who was
Maybe
their
30 years ago.
no their director of football or whatever?
Maldini.
Aldini, yeah. So they just got rid of him and a few other people in the board, and they were focusing on like young players and how
Yeah.
it's a bit.
They're doing quite well, but I still think Inter. We touched on the Serie A a little bit. I still think it'll give me Inter. Napoli have fallen off a cliff. Sacked their coach as well. Sacked Garcia. Got some interim bloke in. I can't remember who it was. He's just so irrelevant. I think it's unfortunate how far they've fallen compared to their heights last season.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
Tough one. I still think like if we talk about the Champions League for a second, I still think it's going to be Man City winning, but I do think that Bayern Munich will be a contender. But Bayern Munich are Bayern Munich. It's just like them and Real Madrid are like default contenders. You know what I mean? Like
but they're
they're
also
just there.
both playing good this season as well.
They
It's not,
are.
like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, Bayern wasn't really playing that good, and you're thinking to yourself, yes, they're contenders, but yeah, but now
Yeah.
it's like they're actually playing good.
I think if they get their centre backs back because they're struck, because I think if McCann spent time out, Delict's been out for a while, and even he's sort of out of favour a little bit as well. But Davies is like refound himself. Their midfield's still a little bit exposed, but Sane's having a great season too. Kane, we know how good Kane's been, so that could be a catalyst. And I think for Kane's sake, hopefully he does win a trophy because we we make fun of him for not winning a trophy, but he does deserve one because I mean him not winning a trophy like has never really been his fault. I think
It's
he
pretty
deserves
funny
to get a
that
trophy.
they got out of one or two tournaments already.
Yeah, but they've done that the last couple of years. They've been crashing out. They're not really like treble merchants like they were during COVID. They don't like they tend to just Bayern tend to just do that. They tend to just beat teams 5-0, then crash out to some like bullshit like German pub team in the cup. It's strange, but that's
It's
just
really what happened.
that's the oddity of Bayern. That's pretty much it for today. Do you want to finish off with the game, or shall we just leave it there? What do you feel like doing?
I mean, I'm happy to do a game if we can think of one.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to do that guessing? Do you want to do that guessing game that we got?
Yeah, let's try. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll get all of them, but yeah, let's do it.
Let's go remember. Do you remember what it was called from last time?
You can just Google it.
I'm googling it now, but nothing's coming up. Football player guessing game. I think it's. Oh, there's this one. Who are you? The football wordle.
Yeah, let's try it.
Oh, wait, here we go. No, box to box. Here we go. Got it. This is the one. This is the one that I wanted. I'm just going to share my screen. Bear with me a second, my friend. Can you see that? Oh, wait, I haven't clicked share. Because I haven't clicked share. That's why you can't see it.
Yeah, I can now. Sweet.
Okay, this one's got a time limit. So,
I mean, we can do no limit if you want, but this should be pretty.
Nah, it's still time limit. Let's make it interesting. Alrighty. Arsenal, does Arsenal have a Croatian? About a Croatian?
What about Chesney wouldn't. He was Polish. What was the other guy?
Rosicky? He was Czech.
Yeah, was he?
Rosicky was Czech. Yeah. Hang on, just here. I'm going to do. I don't know if it has to be rare here, but oops. But I'm going to do Halilovic for Barcelona Croatian.
Yeah.
Keep it rare. Croatian Dortmund. Perisic.
Yeah, cool. I can only think of Polish.
Oh, for Bayern too. Oh, for Bayern as well. That covers.
Oh, I don't like that it does it for both.
We're on time constraint now.
After.
We're on time constraint now.
No, we have three. Danish. I mean, Odegaard.
He's Norwegian, dude.
Isn't he Danish?
He's Norwegian. Who are out of the Euros.
Yeah, Thomas Delaney. Yeah.
Danish for Barca, one of the Laudrups.
Yeah.
Fuck, which one was the good one? Yes. Barcelona and Bayern.
There's so many. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's the. Oh, look.
You gotta stack it. Okay.
Oh.
But who's Arsenal Croatian?
Croatian.
I can't think of anyone.
Czech. No, he's Czech.
He's literally it's in his name. It's in his name, man. Oh man. Well, Arsenal Bayern, they had a few together.
I'm sure there is one.
Who's Danish for Arsenal as well? That's a weird one. Not Ericsson, because he was at Tottenham. It's probably so obvious as well.
I can't think of like a Croatian.
I don't think any Croatians have played for Arsenal. Or maybe there has been, we just don't know. What about Arsenal Bayern? They've surely shared players. I can't imagine that they haven't. I just can't think of who, that's all. Oh, Podolski.
Yeah, that's good.
What about Danish Arsenal?
Arsenal would be so difficult.
I know.
What about anyone from the 90s? Like, think Invincible. They have anyone Danish?
No, that's the thing, they don't. That's the problem. Schmeichel never went there, did he? No, he never did.
I'm really keen to see, especially the Croatian one.
I'd say if it reveals it, yeah, we're out of time, unfortunately, with this one, but let's see what it reveals. Oh, well, it just doesn't. Oh, reveal answers. Okay. What the fuck are the answers? This is stupid. Where are the answers?
Just Google it. I just want to know.
Yeah, I'm actually curious now.
Croatian and
I'm sorry, what? Croatian player. Arsenal. Did he play for Arsenal? Did Davor Suker play for Arsenal? Ah, 1 year.
Is there anyone else?
Fuck off. I don't know. That must just be that. That's it.
Oh, that's fucked.
Where's Locomotive coming up? Who's a Danish for Arsenal?
Yeah. I bet you there's somebody now.
I love it. Love it. He knows.
How
do we forget Bentner? Oh, how do we forget the goat?
That's
disappointing. That's disappointing.
Let's do another one. I mean, we can
do
it after this if you want, but I want to do another one.
Oh, hang on. Let me get another game up then. I'll get another game. I'll see if I can get another game.
Wow. I bet you anyone who's watching this, which is everyone, would be like,
Oh, this is a football Who Am I? You got 8 guesses to guess someone.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Who Are Ya? So we just got to throw a guess here. Let me just share the screen. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You're going to throw a guess here. What do you reckon?
You have 8 chances. So what's the clue?
There's no clue. You just got to throw one out there right now.
Ronaldo.
You can, because I opted to not have like a photo or like a silhouette. Just to try and make it a little bit more interesting.
But that means the first one, you're literally just putting a name.
Yeah.
All right, Ronaldo.
True. Well, do I really have to write Cristiano? The fuck?
Well,
Is it only? Hang on. Is it only in Europe? Oh, God, we're done.
Premier League, La Liga? Okay,
It's top five leagues. Bruno Fernandes.
Is Saudi not top 5?
It should be.
All right, Bruno Fernandes.
I say it's Portuguese, not in the Premier League, younger, not a midfielder. Fuck, there could be anyone.
That's cool. Ruben Diaz.
No, he's not in the Premier League.
Ruben Diaz.
But what are you talking about?
He's not in the Premier League.
Yeah, can you see the clues?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Ruben Diaz. What was the five leagues?
The top 5 leagues. So just
Was French one of them?
Yeah, it was.
Gonzalo Ramos. Because then we can see if it's a attacker.
I guess. Oh! Holy shit.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Do you want to do another one, or was it?
Yeah, let's try.
All right, let me just try a different game then. Oh, this is so unorganized. Sorry, guys. What's this one here? Guess the football player. What's this here? Oh, this looks ugly. Forget about it. Football Wordle.
You a man of word.
This is another Hawaii.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Throw up another name. You know what? Hang on. Is this out of date? No, it's not. Why is Garnacho not coming up? Plays for a big club across the top 5 leagues in top 5.
I guess because he doesn't play for a big club. No.
Sigh.
Just do somebody. Lol, yeah. Bruno.
I already did him. All right. Okay, none of these are right.
All right. So, Bruno. Midfielder.
He says young. Says gonna be younger than 29.
Can do like, is Locatelli under 29?
Yeah, it would be. It's a decent guess actually. Aw, even younger than that.
Yeah. Camavinga. I'm just trying to go through the leagues, you know?
Yeah, it's not a bad guess. Or do we do? Oh.
So Camavinga could have been right.
No, because he doesn't play for him. This player doesn't play for Real Madrid.
Pedri?
Yeah, I'm thinking Pedri.
He'd be 21, right? So
yeah.
We'll do a different one after this because they're idiots. But he's older, so 22, 23, 24. Midfielder in La Liga. In a big team. Griezmann? No, he'd be too old actually. What am I saying?
No, he's older than Bruno, yeah.
Yeah. Valverde?
No, he doesn't play for Real Madrid. This
Real.
player doesn't play for Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah, and he can't be Barca. So think of Atletico midfielders.
They're all old, unless nobody's not Spanish. Actually, Atletico's midfielders are all Spanish.
Do you reckon?
Except.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. He's not 29. Is he that old? He's too old to be sucking Messi's cock, man. Seriously.
How can it be? They said big teams, and we tried the top 3 teams.
Well, it must be like an obscure player that we don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
Lol. So we have one more guess.
Yeah. We butchered this one.
It's not our fault. It's gonna be like, you know,
Cover
Javier
off.
Rodriguez or something.
Javier Bardem.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if any La Liga
Who plays for
midfielders.
Valencia or?
I don't fucking know. I don't care. To be honest with you.
All right, just guess anything.
Not gonna be cocky, but whatever. Who? The fuck's this cunt?
Larson. All right.
Is there a way home? I'm gonna check if there's a guess the career path. Where were you? Here we go. This is good. This will be one. This is a guess the career path.
Cola. No idea.
That's a Chilean team.
All right. I reckon that's gonna be what's his name? Alexis Sanchez. No, but it's been to more teams than this. Arsenal, United, Inter.
It's a goalkeeper. I think it's a goalkeeper, a defender.
Ah, yeah.
And Sanchez did not start playing in 2002.
It could be.
It's not that old.
Was Bravo Chilean?
He is Chilean.
Smashed it.
Fucking hell. Alrighty. What? Oh, fuck. Wait. Oh! Play Where Were Your Icons? Where's that?
Huh?
There was a Where Were Your Icons? Just like, it'll be like Legends.
It was in the same thing, right? So go there.
Yeah, it was. It popped up. But here we go. Cool. What the fuck? What are you taking Instagram for? What? Oh, let's do a tic-tac-toe to round it off then.
Yeah, all right.
No, I don't want to play against a friend. Fuck off. No, just... Yes. Oh my gosh.
I think play against a friend would have been okay, no?
Yeah, but how am I gonna play? How are we gonna play
Go
against a friend?
up. What's play friend online? What happens? So if you actually do the play against a friend, do you have to find someone?
Yeah, I gotta create a thing and I gotta create one, then give you a code. No, I can't be fucked on that.
All right. How about we end the thing here?
Yeah, we probably should. We'll end the pod. Hang on, one sec. Hang on. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a second. Hang on. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, well, we're sorry we kind of dragged out a little bit there, but thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll go back to more consistent recordings. We do apologize for the absence. But yeah, obviously keep active in the group. Support us as much as you can, listening on YouTube and Spotify. But other than that, Yoni, do you have anything else to say?
Have a nice day. Viva Garnacho!
Good evening. See you guys.
See ya.